Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kisha. I blog over at Jaggers.com. That link is in the description box, as well as links to all of my social media, so be sure to follow along. And if you're new to my channel, please hit the red subscribe button below and you won't miss any new videos. So today we're back with a very casual, and I mean very casual, Q&A, baby Q&A, pregnancy Q&A, lots of questions about Ryan. Some of these I'm going to answer, and even if you leave a comment about them, I'm not going to respond because the answer is the answer, and that's what it is, and no discussion is needed. So some of these questions will not be that easy. I'm hoping not to take forever in this video, and my reward for finishing it is lunch, and I am starving. It is actually a busy day around my house. I'm doing laundry, I'm cleaning the house up, I am getting things ready for work in a day or two, and I'm just trying to get a ton of stuff done, but I have, you know, my videos that I like to record on these days as well, so it's just casual today, and I hope that's okay with you. So, I went through, I looked on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, found a bunch of questions pertaining to the baby, and like I said, Ryan, some general questions, and maybe we'll do another one eventually, but hopefully this answers questions for new subscribers who maybe haven't seen a lot of my videos. So the first question is, were we trying for a baby? And when I was pregnant in December and January, we were not planning for that baby. We just slipped up, if you will. But after we lost the baby due to the miscarriage, it was very, very difficult on me, and I definitely wanted a baby, and Ryan said we could try as many times as we want, and this baby was definitely planned. When am I due? I am due December 7th. I'm so excited. When are you and Ryan getting married? Well, I don't really see that happening. First off, he is still married. We have the packet where we're filling out the papers for the divorce. The truth is, he's like a lot of men, and he simply did not want to pay to divorce his ex. He just didn't want to invest that money. He felt like he'd invested enough money in that relationship and in her, and just wasn't going to do it. And he was living fine like that. They were seeing other people. She's got a boyfriend. And, you know, obviously it's an issue for me, and I definitely don't want him married. So we got to get him divorced. I just threw my pen. We got to get him divorced before we ever thought about that. But I really do not see us getting married. It's not because we don't love each other. He tells me he loves me all the time. He shows me. I feel the exact same way for him. We just don't really need a piece of paper to feel like we're together. And obviously I've been married before. My first marriage didn't work out. My second marriage was close to not working out when he died. So, yeah, I don't think so. Okay, so here's some of the questions. Let me just go through these really quick. About Ryan. And I feel like some of these are from trolls and mean people. But hell, I'll answer them and get it done real quick. Did Ryan talk you out of having a baby? Try to talk you out of having a baby? Never. It wasn't even a word that came out of his mouth. He definitely was nervous when, you know, the very first time before I lost the baby. But he has never tried to talk me out of having this baby or any other baby. Will the baby have the Jaggers last name? Absolutely not. Now, even though we're not wanting to get married, we all kind of want the same last name, me, baby, and Ryan. So I'm actually thinking about doing a name change. That was a Ryan suggestion, and my best friend thought it up last night and sent a text. And it's funny because we're way past that. We've been talking about it. But she's like, I had an idea. So, you know, maybe I will change my last name. I have some reservations about that for a couple of reasons. I feel like, number one, my grandfather would be appalled. Like, you know, getting the cow and the milk for free kind of thing. And, you know, I didn't keep the same last name as Brittany and Jackson. So I feel a little guilty, maybe. I don't know. But, you know, I don't care about having the Jaggers name. I don't care. My name is legally Watto Jaggers. I could drop Jaggers anytime and just start signing Watto. But right now, you know, I'm still using Jaggers, but the baby will not have Jaggers' name. Absolutely. It just will not. What do your exes think? Well, my ex, Art, and you know, I'm friends with all of my exes. I always have been. I haven't left on that bad of terms where I couldn't be friends with an ex. You know, I'm friends with Russell. Many of you guys saw him on film. He's, you know, he definitely is someone I care about. You know, Art and I are somewhat friends. You know, we're friendly, but we pretty much stick to our own lives. And if we're talking about him, he definitely thinks I'm crazy. You know, he is done raising kids. You know, like for Father's Day, what's he want? He doesn't want any kids around. What's he want to do for retirement? He wants to go where there's no phones and not have any kids around. So he is watching the kids grow up, our children, and he can't really imagine starting over and definitely thinks I'm crazy. Ryan's ex, well, you know, I'm just going to be blunt and I'm not going to make any apologies. I really don't care what she thinks. At this point in our lives, we are all grown-ups. And, you know, she's had her share of issues. I don't want to say too much because I know she has a daughter. But I will say that it is not a friendly relationship. I don't want Ryan ever taking our child around her. I want her to have no influence over my child. And I don't worry about them getting back together and him raising our baby with her. Hell would freeze over first. And even if he got back together with her, which I don't believe for a second would happen, our child would be nowhere near her. It just would not happen. It would all out hell and war would break loose. You know, I was friends with her in high school, and I watched how she parented her other children, and, yeah, nope, don't care what she thinks, she's on her own, and she has no impact on our lives. Ryan barely even talks to her, only when necessary, and he tries to keep it to Mackenzie, but she yammers on about useless crap, and, you know, we all tolerate it because of who she is. But believe me, her opinion on our living situation, our baby, our relationship is nothing. Will Brian drink after the baby is here? Now, that's definitely from a troll, because I know none of you guys who love me would actually say that. But Ryan is over 21. If he would like a beer or a cocktail, he's more than allowed to have it. So that's up to him. What are my favorite baby names? Well, I have a few, like, let me get it out and see what I have written down. I have a few more. Let's see. Boy, AJ, Riley, Walter, Benjamin, Emmett, Harrison, Cooper, Oliver, Noah, Alexander, Chance, Mason, Winston, which is one of my big-time favorites. Like for a girl, Halo, Ophelia, Ella, Violet, Addison, Adeline, Lily, Chloe, Sophia, Noelle, if it's more towards Christmas. Those are some of my favorites. Do I want a boy or girl? I really just want a healthy baby. Ryan wants a little boy. He already has a daughter. I'd love a little girl, but I'm happy with whatever God chooses to give us. What will be the first thing you buy? I don't know. I've already picked out their outfits on Etsy, depending on what sex it is. Probably that coming home outfit. One of them has some embroidery that it has to have done. So, probably an outfit, but as soon as I find out girl or boy, we'll be buying stuff all the time. Will I have a birth plan? Yes, I guess. You know, I'm not one of these new age moms that needs to write everything down about a birth plan. I need my doctor, my midwife, definitely some medication if possible, and my family who I want there with me. I do not plan on having a natural birth. definitely not at my age, but, you know, in an apartment. If I had an old house and planned on being there forever, maybe. But I'm just not really feeling the home birth. Ryan doesn't feel it. So our birth plan is to get to the hospital and have a baby, whichever way the doctor says. If they feel like it's more vaginal and we're good there, then we'll have the baby that way. If it's, you know, more safe to have a C-section, we'll do what the doctors say. I trust the doctors. Have I quit smoking? Absolutely. I haven't really talked about it. It's not something I'm proud of. I'll talk about it for a brief second and we're done talking about it. When I went to the hospital a month or two ago, I don't remember the exact date. When I went to the hospital, whenever I was nervous and I think I first saw the baby, I didn't get any pictures. I'm trying to see, when did I go? I think it was April 26th. It was Scott's birthday. When I went there, the doctor obviously knew I was smoking, and they signed me up for this quit coach, and so I got all this information on quitting smoking in the mail, and I got this coach, and I've got all these tips, and it just took a long time. I've got a ton of stuff about it. It took a long time. I'm not sure if I will remain smoke-free forever. We'll see, but I went through the steps, and the steps were setting a date, finding other things to do with your hands, like holding a Q-tip instead of a cigarette, chewing gum instead, just, you know, regular things that the Quit Coach went over with me. They call me twice a week, even right now, and I'm doing good. Favorite baby apps? Let's see here. I like Olivia Pregnancy, What to Expect, My Baby Beat, Belly Bump, and The Bump. Those are my baby apps that I am using right now. Will I get a P.O. box? So many of you guys have asked if I will get a P.O. box and let you guys send some baby gifts. Of course I will. You guys have followed me for so long. You're liked friends. I don't want anyone ever feeling obligated to send anything. But yes, I will, and eventually I will announce that. Will we have more kids after this one? Well, let's just get through this one, and we'll see what happens in the future. How does this pregnancy compare to Brittany and Jackson's? Well, we have Jordan, too, and my first child, Jordan, my pregnancy was really the hardest. It was difficult. And with Brittany, my pregnancy was really easy besides some morning sickness. Very, very easy. And my pregnancy with Jackson was high risk, complicated, scary, and time consuming because I was at the doctor's like 3 times a week and getting like the Doppler ultrasounds and stuff. So far, I got 2 weeks before I'm in my second trimester. It's in between Brittany and Jackson. So it's not as serious as Jackson, but it hasn't been quite as easy as it was with Brittany. So hopefully that makes sense. Does labor scare you? Absolutely. But, you know, it's something that goes away the second you see your baby. And it's okay. I'll get through it. Here's another one that's probably from a troll that actually went with that labor story. What will Ryan do if you die in labor? Well, that's awful sweet. Ryan will take care of our baby, probably with my mom. So that's what would happen. What would I do if Brittany got pregnant? Which has nothing to do with me, but she is my daughter. We would handle it as a family. And I do want to bring up that maybe sometime in the future I'm going to do a video about talking to teens about sex. Because we have, you know, I don't believe all of our teenagers are sexually active. But we have 16-year-olds, well, 15-year-olds that will be 16 this year. And it's definitely a concern for me and Ryan and Art and, you know, our family. And so, and for our children. And it's definitely a talk we need to have. We've had many talks. But I thought I would do a little bit of a video and share my perspective and what I think about things, and how I approached my children. So, how has pregnancy affected my depression? Well, you know, I came out of the depression pretty good because, you know, everything with Scott was definitely hard, you guys. You know, he is somebody I loved. He was somebody I hated. I had the most conflicted feelings about him ever. And I definitely was in a funk, but I couldn't just allow myself to lay around and cry all day. Scott was gone. I needed to get to work. I needed to, you know, save myself. And that's exactly what I did. So I focused on other stuff instead of being sad. And I haven't been depressed in a very long time. And this pregnancy hasn't affected any of that. Will I film labor and delivery? How long will it be before Ryan is on film? Well, Ryan is on a little bit. Oh God, I'm so relaxed today. Ryan is on camera a little bit, but I'm not sure if he'll ever truly be one of those boyfriends that just sit down and, you know, does a tag or anything like that. Now, if he's fishing and catches, you know, a beautiful fish or something, sure, he's not going to care. But he definitely doesn't like being in front of the camera, and I don't believe for 1 second it has to be, you know, Ryan is ashamed of me or ashamed of our life or ashamed of our baby. Not at all. I think he is just bashful in a lot of ways, and I know a lot of people don't think it, but I'm a very private person, even with YouTube. And I understand, and I'm not trying to shove a camera in his face. Like, how many of you guys, or how many of the trolls were always on me about putting a camera in Scott's face, like when he came home from work and blah, blah, blah. Well, I definitely learned from that because, you know, this relationship is special to me. Not saying my relationship with Scott wasn't special, but this is a newer relationship, even though we've dated before. And I just don't want to force something I do, such as making videos on YouTube on him. And maybe that's hard for some of you guys to accept. I know Julia Graft, hello Julia, you know, her husband, I mean, she showed her wedding without ever showing her husband. Like, he just is not going to be in videos. It doesn't mean that someone is ashamed of you. It just means they're more private. Like, you know, Ryan and I have a ton of pictures together, but it doesn't mean I'm going to post them on Instagram, and it doesn't mean that I'm going to put him on camera every second I get. I just don't. It's not that kind of relationship. It's definitely more mature. In regards to filming labor and delivery, you might get some little clips here and there, but I'm going to have a lot of other things going on my mind, and, you know, things happening and things to think about. I really doubt that you're going to get a, you know, a labor and delivery vlog. No. What about an online baby shower? I've been asked about this like 5 times, and I don't really know what to think about that. You can definitely let me know your thoughts below. I'm not even sure how I would pull something like that off. I haven't looked at any other videos or anything like that to see how other people have done like online baby showers. But if it's something you, as my subscribers, who I love very much, want, then we'll work it out. How many children do you have, including the one you're pregnant with? 4. Well, there's quite a few other ones, but I think I'm going to stop there, and I'll come back at a different time and answer some more questions in the second trimester. Sorry that some of these were harsh, but if you have a question and it's, you know, about Ryan or about myself, I have no problem answering it. You know, some things really are private, and if it's something I don't want to talk about, I will definitely tell you. You know, I feel really good about my relationship, about my pregnancy, about my life. You know, I definitely could be doing a lot better. I know that serving tables is not ideal, but it definitely has been getting the job done. And it's been kind of fun. It was a fun way to go back into the workplace when I was already a bit shy. and just didn't want to talk to people. It has brought me out of my shell. But I realized, obviously, after the baby comes, I need a more serious job. A lot of people expect Ryan to stay home, or Ryan to take care of me so I can stay home. And I definitely think we could do that financially. But I think we would struggle a little bit at certain times, like, during the holidays and whatever. So I do think I will continue to work. I think it will be in the best interest of my family to do so. What I need is someone close to me who I can trust and love, who loves me back. And I really believe I got that. And I believe that our baby that's on the way, it's just an extension of our love for each other. I have said many times that Russell and Ryan feel like home to me. That's because they are home to me. I dated Russell for 6 years through high school and had a son with him. And we are still friends to this day. And he definitely is an Indiana boy. There's no doubt about it. But so is Ryan. And like I said, I'm on good terms with my exes. It was easy to pick up the phone and call, Ryan, or tell Russell I'm pregnant, or go to Art's house and hang out and, talk to him for a little while our kids jump on the trampoline. Everybody seems to think I, make relationships and they're all terrible once they end. And really, it was only terrible with Scott. And, that was another question that I really wasn't going to answer. And that one was, why did Scott and I not have a baby? I really don't know, except I wasn't really ready to have a baby at that point. We had talked about it some, but neither of us was really gung-ho on the idea. And, I recognized that there were serious issues in that relationship early on, and it wouldn't have been fair to bring a baby into that lifestyle. I mean, look at him now. He's gone. Someone else is raising his kid. I'm with Laura and, trying to do my best by her. And, he is gone, and we are all still here cleaning up the mess and learning to go on with our lives. So having a baby with him definitely would not have been a good idea. With Ryan, we got pregnant in 2003. That baby did not make it. And I have carried that guilt with me for a very, very, very long time. So if you can imagine my joy when I found out that I was pregnant in November and December, and lost the baby in January, you can imagine how devastating that was. And now that we're pregnant again, all we're doing is focusing on what's important, on being happy, and getting prepared for our little baby, and, forgetting the rest of the world. A lot of nights we are in from like 3 o'clock on, or from like, 5 o'clock on. We are together. We are together so much. And it doesn't matter what the outside world thinks. It really doesn't. Now, with you guys, I love you, and you guys have been through so much with me, but it's not just you guys watching these videos. There's mean people and trolls, and I just do my best to delete the comments, but I hope that even with their questions, I answered some of yours. If you have any more that you want answered in the second trimester, we'll do some questions and answers again then, like later, towards like the third trimester. 3 months maybe. So get your questions together. Let me know what those are. And any more past this, I will try to answer them in the comments, some of them. But if it's about Ryan or his ex or any of that stuff, what I said stands, and I just don't really want to talk anymore about it because I don't want anything negative going on. I just want happiness and positive vibes. So I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I'm like really casual, but I do have things going on around my house today that I definitely need to get working on. So thanks again for watching. Let me know what you thought of the video. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And don't forget to get subscribed if you're new. Bye.